guys, it's Katie here with Life Mundane and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to be giving you an update on how it is going with our Dianne Craft's Right Brain Phonics program that we have been doing with my son. The reason this is so different is I usually do not bring information to you guys about a curriculum that I've been trying for only a few months. I usually like to give it a bigger try before I share more with you, but there were so many of you guys that really asked for more information about what is the program and how is it working for us. You guys wanted more regular updates. So here is update number one after just 2 months of using this program. We're going to talk about what does this program involve, just kind of in a nutshell. I'll do a more in-depth video in the future, but just kind of what does it involve, how has it been going so far, and what are my overall opinions. So let's get started. Hi, my name is Katie and welcome to Life in the Mundane. I am a second generation homeschool mom of 6 beautiful kiddos, and on this channel we talk all things resources. I love to share with you resources that are going to help you in your homeschooling and help encourage you in your biblical parenting and how you can utilize those to their fullest potential so that you can make the most of the little moments. For those of you who are new to my channel, my almost 13-year-old son has had quite the journey when it comes to reading. We have tried many different reading curriculums. Some he will gain headway in and then he'll backtrack. We have stuck with programs. We've tried to switch up programs. We've gotten tutors. We've tried to get outside therapy and help, and we just are kind of stuck. And it's been very overwhelming. I've done several videos on it. You guys can check it out in the iCards and down in the description below. But it's just been a real challenge. At almost 13 years old, he's only reading at a first grade reading level, and that is through no fault of his own. He has tried so hard. Both of us have tried so hard, but he has several things kind of working against him. He is high functioning autistic. He has severe dyslexia. He has a severe auditory processing disorder, as well as just some other complications. And so because of that, it makes the whole process of reading 10 times harder than it does for you or me. And so with this, we have been on the lookout for the perfect curriculum. And I don't know if this is it. We've been using it for 2 months. That's long and short of it is I have no idea if this is it, but we have started to see progress after just 2 months of using this program. And I will keep you guys updated as we go, probably every 2 or 3 months, just checking in and letting you know if it's continuing to work or not. Because I know a lot of you guys have reached out to me in emails and in DMs, letting me know that you are in a very similar position and feel very stuck and unsure of what to do. So before I tell you a little bit more about how it's been going with us, I want to explain what is involved in this program. There are really 3 aspects to this program. There is the brain integration therapy exercises. This is a series of exercises that your child does that helps them cross midline, that helps their brains function better. It helps to make connections in the brain so that the things they learn will stick better. With this, there are daily exercises that my son does 4 days a week. He does the same exercises 4 days a week. And then on the 5th day, he does a set of special exercises. These exercises help to open up blocked learning gates, which this whole manual goes into much more explanation and explaining that. But there are several different blocked learning gates that can happen that keep your child from being able to kind of progress to the next level. In addition to that, there is the Phonics program, and we have really been enjoying this. The Phonics program also has several different elements, and I'll go over that in just a second. And then the third prong to this program is that they do have some diet changes and some supplements that you can take. We are not doing that portion of the program right now. If and when we decide to do that in the future, I will let you guys know. But for right now, we're just starting with these 2 elements because, to be honest, it's a little overwhelming. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot more simple than you might imagine, but it's just a lot all at once. You can use any of these 3 components on their own to help your child with their reading, but obviously together it's a powerhouse. So we are using 2 of the 3 elements. So what does this program look like on a daily basis for us? Well, like I said, we start out with those exercises that he does every single morning. That takes about 15 minutes or so. There's a series of exercises that are more physical as well as ones that are more visual. And then of course we have the Writing 8 exercise, which if you guys have heard about this program at all before, you probably are fairly familiar with it. It's where we take this jumbo sheet of paper and we go through and he does the figure 8 motion and then proceeds to write each letter of the alphabet in this using a method that has been well proven to help it kind of stick, help stop reversal of different letters, which definitely we've seen progress in this for sure, as well as just making those brain connections again so he can absorb any information he's being taught better. This next element is that he will start decoding different words. There's this big, thick book full of different word lists that your child will read each day. You'll set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes, and then they will go through and just read every single word on the page. You'll flip it, you'll go to the next one, so on and so forth, and they'll see how far they can get in that time. The idea with this program, the thing that really made it really interesting to me, is that you are supposed to use as few verbal cues as possible, which really does help my son because his auditory processing disorder makes things so challenging, and he flips things around in his head when he hears it, that it found that the verbal directions I was giving him were making things even harder for him. So instead of using verbal directions, they have you use visual directions. You do so using these cards. They have the different sounds embedded on a picture. So for queen, A for apple, A for octopus, L for lion. They have all the letters here, as well as many of the blends like oi or oi for boy, the sound in boy, or oo for boot, ah and ah for saw. And we have those laying out in front of us when we are doing a reading lesson. If he gets stuck on a specific word, instead of me saying, ah, remember what the A says? It says, ah. I just hold up the A card for him, or I'll point to it and he'll be like, ah, apple, ah, okay, at. And so it's just simple things like that that help him with those visual cues, and that has been working really, really well. After he completes his reading time, doing that, we will then move on to our sight word cards. So the program comes with these sight word cards. You can make these on your own, but I chose to purchase them because time is something I don't have a whole lot of right now. They come in different sets like this. So we are almost done with set 1. We'll be finishing it out this week. And they have different sight words with pictures embedded, as well as different colors for the different letters. This acts as glue for the brain to help these words stick. The thing here is we're not trying to get our children to memorize how to read these words. Instead, we're trying to teach them to take a picture of them in their brain, because the kids who are right brain focused are going to be more visual. So my son has learned through this program and using the methods that they teach, he has learned to take these words, he takes a picture of it in his brain, and then he can recall to me every single last detail. So he can tell me that Max, M is the ears of Max the cat, the X has the tail of Max, it's an orange cat with black spots, the A is orange and the 2 other letters are black. He can do that with all of these words, and it's incredible. I don't understand it. It's not the way my brain works at all, but it's working really well for his brain. There's a little sentence or story that goes with each of them that helps him remember. N is in brown eye, and the mouse is running down the brown eye because he's going into the hole, and the hole is under the N, and like, he can just do this. This also means that he is actually able to spell all of these words forwards and backwards because he's not having to recall how to spell them. He's just mentally looking at that picture he's already taken, and he can just read it forwards or backwards. It's a really interesting program, unlike anything I have ever seen, but it really is sticking for him. So for now, I'm thrilled to keep going with it. So we do a little bit of sight word review. I will teach him some new sight words every week, and then we will review and practice until sometimes I'll have him spell the words, sometimes I'll have him read the words, sometimes I'll say, okay, tell me what you see when you see this word. We just do a combination of exercises there, and then it is time to go into his readers. So each set of sight words goes along with a different reader, and with that, we have a list of words at the beginning of a lesson. So these are like the words that'll be used within this lesson. I write those down on a sheet of paper. He reads them. Any words he gets stuck on, we add a little extra glue to. So we'll add some color, or we'll add some design, something to help him remember that word and kind of take that visual picture with it. And then he will read a small section of a story. Some are 1 page, some are 2 pages. Some are 4 or 5 pages. It just kind of depends. And they even use the visual overlays in case it helps for a child. For some kids it does, and some kids it doesn't. So that is what our days look like. The whole process takes about 45 minutes to an hour long. So it is definitely not for the faint of heart. And we are actually going to be adding more components and elements. They do have a spelling, and they have a writing program. They have some math work and things like that that you can add onto it, but I've just been kind of starting with the base level of reading because that's our biggest struggle right now and kind of the thing I want to focus on. So how is he doing? It's been 2 months. what does the process look like? Well, the beginning, he was pretty excited. He was a little confused as to how the exercises are actually helping him learn, but he persevered. Week 2 was really rough. Week 2 and week 3, we had a lot of, not fits, I mean, he's almost 13, but a lot of attitude, I guess. A lot of him saying, I don't understand why we're doing this. This is too hard. You don't understand how hard this is for my brain. And we had a lot of good talks. I stayed patient. You know, I explained, you know, we don't have to understand all the reasons of how. We can just trust that, you know, that we're going to try this and see if it helps. Other things have not helped, so why not try this? We also set a 6-month time frame on it. So our plan is to do this for 6 months straight and give it our all. And after that 6 months, if it doesn't work, then I will put it aside for him. We did have a sit down and talk about what would that look like to see that it's working, both from his perspective and my perspective, because I can already see that this is working for him, but it's been small gains for him. And so he was having trouble seeing that progress. So really sitting down and saying, what would this look like to you? What would this look like to me? Really has helped us. Really, we had a complete attitude change around week 3, week 4. It was a significant difference in seeing his attitude. He was much more willing to try. And I think it was because he knew how we were going to be measuring this. And he also started to see some of that progress himself. We also started doing things like including some of his siblings for some of the exercises. Some have to be one-on-one, that's not optional, but a few of them can be done in a group setting. So by including them in those group setting ones, I think it helped him feel less like these were just a bunch of extra things he had to do and made it a little more fun. We also started splitting it up into 2 sections. So we will do all the exercises first thing in the morning. We actually start them at the end of our morning basket time. And then I take him and do the one-on-one stuff with just him. Then we take a break. He goes on and works on his other schoolwork, and then he comes back later to do all of the rest of the reading exercises. And by splitting those 2 sections up, it really has helped him to stay engaged and not get so fatigued or overwhelmed. We also set timers, which has been helpful, like when he's reading the word list, of just knowing, okay, when this timer's up, we're done. I don't care if you're in the middle of the list. I'm not going to make you finish it. I'm not going to make you finish the word you're on. You just need to get to the end of the time. And so just doing little tweaks and adjustments like that have really helped his attitude. It's taken a lot of patience on both of our parts. I'm not gonna lie, when you get this program, it's incredibly overwhelming. There is all of these instructions. I love the program and it's definitely working for us, but I also feel like they could explain it a little bit better. I am not using the latest edition. I bought this used because it is quite pricey and I wasn't sure if it was gonna work. So hopefully if you buy the newest edition, you will notice that the explanations will be a little easier. I do know the new latest edition actually comes with videos that will help your child see exactly how each of the exercises are done. I've heard that, and you can actually purchase those separate if you have an older edition. So lots of things going on here. Overall, I'm really impressed. I feel like his confidence has been built. Definitely the reversal of letters has significantly improved when it comes to these writing 8 exercises. I do notice better focus and clarity when it comes to doing the brain integration exercises. And then the phonics program, having those visual cues instead of verbal cues, using those sight word pictures instead of trying to drill these flashcards, has been huge improvements. So I'm really excited to share that with you guys. I'm going to keep you updated. Let me know down in the comments what questions you have. I will do a 10 things you need to know about this program, but I want to give it longer. I always want to give you guys that information after I've used a program for a significant period of time so that you know you're getting full, accurate information. Hope you guys have a great day. Be sure to stay tuned and subscribe because we have lots more fun content coming out, including homeschool curriculum picks. They are coming out this month. Cannot wait to share with you guys what we're doing next year, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.